Hey Mindful Travelers, and we're back. We just donated at the Center for Refugee Services. It was wonderful. We met a very kind volunteer who brought out George, the little cart. Look out for those pictures. We're going to post them on our Facebook and Instagram. Super adorable. Sarah and Adrian were pushing these big boxes out of the parking lot. So look forward to those pictures. But Sarah wanted to share some information after we donated. She asked one of the volunteers, a very kind lady named Jean, what they do at this organization. So she kind of explained it in a better way than I did earlier that I think Sarah can understand. So how about you tell our listeners what you learned?
So I learned that when someone gets pushed out of their homes, they're called a refugee. And when the refugee is homeless, they ask the United Nations to find them a home. And they get one out of 20 assigned countries.
Okay. And what happens then?
They can't choose, and they gotta go.
Yeah, so they just go to that country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't get to say, hey, I got kicked out of my home and I want to go to England, or I want to go to the United States, right? They just get told, and that organization is called the United Nations. So we've talked a little bit about the United Nations. Do you remember what that is? So that's a collective group of nations that come together to try and make the world a better place. So that was in response to World War II, after all the bad things happened then. So a bunch of countries came together and decided we're going to work together to to speak for people's rights and speak for, making the world a better place. As I said, hey, thanks for joining us. Oh, from Uganda. Thank you for joining us. So we're talking just briefly about the Center for Refugee Services here in San Antonio, Texas. We just donated some supplies for Afghan refugees that were displaced and put here in San Antonio. So Sarah was explaining what she learned from the volunteer named Jean about how the United Nations puts all these refugees into one of 20 different, I think, was it 20 or was it 21? 20 or 21. I think it was 20 countries. So it was something, and she talked about kids, right? There's kids, there's a whole bunch of families. What did you see was going on inside right now?
Well, there were language classes.
Language classes. What were they doing? What language?
They were teaching the Afghans English.
Yeah, they were teaching some of these refugees English. Okay, so as I said earlier in the video, you'll see that if you go check out our earlier live video, I was talking about all the services that this organization, this nonprofit provides, and some of those are ESL classes. So Sarah didn't know what that was, and now she got to see it firsthand. So this is another great thing about travel schooling and being location independent, that you get to learn from practical experience. So this is something that Sarah now gets to see instead of reading it in a history book. She is learning firsthand what it means to be a refugee and how volunteers are needed to support these people that are coming into our community. So it's a great way to be a selfless and caring human, and it's a great way to teach your little one to also be that good example and be the force of good in the world. And that's what we're trying to do here in Novel Excursion. So that was just a quick, short follow-up to our earlier live video. Check that out. Both of these will be posted on YouTube later today. Go click subscribe, search Novel Excursion Travel. And Sarah, as we say here at Novel Excursion,
don't forget to travel mindfully. Bye.
bye.